And we're live. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new stream, and that is right. We are live on this beautiful June 1st, 2026. Yeah, it's the
Happy Pride
beginning.
Month.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Great. I hope everyone's having a great day. I'm having a great day myself. And as you can tell, we're joined by Mr. Tyrone, Real
So,
Texan Politics, and Luke.
on a serious note, happy Men's
Hi.
Health Happy International Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yeah,
Also
there's an
Yes.
actual thing.
happy Dairy Month.
Yeah, there's actual months
Happy,
out there.
Happy America Month, or actually, no, that would also be
Thank
next
you.
month.
But yeah,
Rainbow Logo Month or something.
Since we're talking about Pride Month right away, I've noticed there's really not much Pride stuff this year. Like, there's a little bit, but
I wonder why.
yeah, I wonder why. Gee, it's as if people think it's stupid. So, yeah,
That's because USAID got axed, so there's no money for it.
well, that's half the truth. That's what's happening in South America right
I don't
now.
know. Maybe
so.
Sandy Hook Promise is going to be funding it though.
Oh God, don't even say that. So yeah,
You know
we got
I'm
a lot to
right.
talk about. The main story of today is definitely Iran, though there is some conflicting info on that. And we got to talk about Maine because Susan Collins has a mandate of heaven. There's no other way to explain it. How does she do it? How? It's magical. So we'll get to that in a minute. But before we get into it, guys, don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and of course, join the channel today. These are all great ways to support the daily content. And if you want to support the channel even further, you can send super chats via the chat. Again, I'll read through as much of chat as possible, but usually super chats are the best way to get your questions answered. And we got a bunch of super chats already, so let's just read through these already. K-Cup for 5. I saw that Trump sent a harder proposal to Iran after his 2-hour meeting in the Situation Room, no decision. Is he trying to do the art of the deal with Iran right now? Well, okay, let's talk about Iran, since that's gonna be the big story today. So, a little while ago, we had Iran state media announce that Iran has suspended all further diplomatic communication and messages with the U.S. in protest of Israel's violation of the current ceasefire, which I've looked more to it. I don't know what they're talking about necessarily. Like, does anybody know what they violated? Because I'm actually confused.
I have not been following the Iran situation, admittedly, so I'm not going to be particularly
Yeah,
useful
so
during this first round of
for
discussion.
my understanding, like, it's over Lebanon, I guess, and apparently Israel might have broken the ceasefire or something. I read into it. I can't really find that. I think what's really going on here is, again, we said this even last Friday, and let's be clear, even last Friday when I was saying there's a chance, I was saying that, hey, this could happen. The freaking IRGC or whoever's running the country could pull a stunt like this. And apparently the president, like, he resigned, but he didn't. Like, does anybody know what happened with that? Luke, you might know this. Thank you.
Know what?
About the Iran president. He, like, resigned but didn't or something.
Nah, he wants to resign, but the government's not letting him, because if he resigns, the people will riot again, basically.
Oh, so that's a good sign for them. That's why I'm still conflicted on, like, what's actually going on here. Is this just the IRGC playing games again? Or is this the actual, like, government saying, fuck you, we're done negotiating?
I think the
Oh.
IRGC is playing games. I think the civilian government does want a deal. They're trying to force. They're not. I think Prezhnikov, or whatever the fuck his name is. I know I completely butchered it.
Yeah, you did.
Peresnovsnov or something like that. He obviously wants a deal. He's trying to do the thing of, oh, I'm going to resign if there's no deal in the IRGC. He's just saying, no, you don't get to resign. You're our fucking president, bitch.
Yeah, you got to stay here. Take all the shit. So that's why I'm saying, like, I don't know. But I do think at the same time, Trump has to get off Truth Social about the Iran stuff. Just, dude, stop talking about it at Truth Social. Get it done. I know it's Trump's style to, like, say random shit, but I do think him going on Truth Social and saying, oh, Iran wants a deal any minute now. It's going to happen.
Any second now.
I do think it does piss people off. I do think it does piss a lot of people off when you say that. So that's kind of the early reports on Iran. There's been some reports of them firing off missiles. Not a lot of them. I don't know. That's where, again, we don't know the full story. I think there's much more to the story than we know. My theory is this is IRGC playing games. They run the state media. We will know for sure later this week, but it is getting kind of concerning where it's June now, and we still don't got a deal. And I said before, you want a deal done before May, and now we're in June, and we still
We're
don't got an
entering the
agreement.
11th hour. July is
Yeah.
the last. July. I've done the math. I've looked at it. Holy fucking shit, Luke. We will get to that in a second. Anyway, I've done the math. I've looked into it. The most important, like the absolute last window time frame we have is like the start of June.
Yeah.
Or the start of July. Sorry. We have like one more month before shit just. July is the last opportunity the global supply chain has to where Americans we can bounce back realistically and not suffer anything particularly awful around the time of the midterms. Mid late October is when you would realistically have that stuff bounce, because that's a 3-month time frame. 12 weeks is about how long it takes from the beginning of the supply chain's effect to hit the end of the supply chain's effect. So if I was Trump, I would want a deal done.
An
I would
actual
want
deal.
Iran cooperating. I would want the Strait of Hormuz opened by, at the absolute latest, the first week of July.
Yeah, because I've been looking at this. When you think about it for a second, it's going to take a couple months for gas prices to go down. Like, it's going to rapidly go down, of course.
It's going to take about 6 or 7, unironically, like no meme here, it's going to take about 6 or 7, maybe 8 weeks.
Yeah. And I
And
was just saying,
then, even then, you're going to need an additional month, because like the prices are going to fall, but you need a month of prices falling just about on top of whatever Trump is doing with Venezuela to try and get gasoline under $3 again. In order for Republicans to simply move from just holding the Senate and holding the House to actually expanding, because I have the House at 221 right now with the Iran bullshit. Without the Iran bullshit, without the Epstein files, I think Republicans could hit 234-ish, 235 seats in the House.
really?
I think we could win just about every seat except like either North Carolina or Georgia. It just depends on the states of those races. But with the Iran stuff, I think we're barely holding on to the House, and we are losing a couple of seats.
Now, the good
We're
news
losing a couple races.
for us is gas prices have been going down. That is the one saving grace. It has been going down. It kind of stabilized, but you wanted to for sure, like, hey, by June or July, like this shit's going way down, because you don't want to end up in a situation where, oh, the war ends in August, and let's say it takes 3 months or whatever. Do the math. That's like right after the election. So
that's actually like the worst case. That's like the worst case scenario, because that would give enough of an economic excuse for people to go vote for the Democrats. But by the beginning of the year, as the new Democratic Congress is sworn in, at least in, I would say, the House, quote unquote, they're doing stupid bullshit. They're trying to cram through impeachment every week, at the very least once a month, twice a month, maybe. You're talking about you have all this stupid shit going on. So no, it's really important Trump ends the fucking Iran war by the start of July.
And all these idiots on Twitter are saying, oh, well, you supported the war. First of all, I was never that gung-ho about it in the first place. Secondly, the thing is, the ceasefire has still held, technically. It just, they've not gotten the deal done. And that's the issue. If we get the deal done, like, you could argue about if this is a bad idea or not after the fact. Like, we could debate about that later. But at some point, just, you get the deal done by the middle of June, it's going to impact next to nothing. By the end of the year, nothing's going to change. Well, like, we won't have, like, a crash or whatever, like some people are claiming. But you get the point that we just got to get the war. We just got to get the war over with. I was saying by May. But we shall see, of course, in the next couple of weeks what does happen. I do think there is more to the story. We will report on it when we get information on it, but we shall see. All right. Chance Razik for 5. Congrats in advance to Susan Collins for winning her 6th term. I think Plattner is screwed. Golden World Politics, always better than Susan Collins. Yeah, she has
It sounds like what the Dems are going to do is they might be trying to replace Plattner with Mills.
We'll get to that because that's a big story. K-Cup for 2. Late Kanto Politics. Your starters out Pikachu. Thank you. President Gilbert getting up for 2 in honor of Pride Month, late gay politics. Thank you. American,
What?
yeah. American Nerd for 6. Rap. Is this like your 5th stream talk about the Iran war ending? Because I'm starting to think it's not going to happen anytime soon. Well, no, that's
we're
not really
not
true.
talking about it ending.
Yeah.
We're talking about it restarted, bro.
Yeah, we're talking about the fact that we need it to end. And really, we only talked about it twice. One when the ceasefire was officially brokered, and last Friday when it seemed like it's
Fucking
inevitable.
retarded, bro.
What?
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get on the interstate. I'm on the
Oh.
north side of Milwaukee trying to get on the interstate.
Pay attention.
Well, no. It's the fucking streets are
Yo,
horribly
hey,
designed
Luke.
up here.
Hey Luke, remember when you said we should stop saying the F bomb so much because we sound
Okay,
like
I'll
Democrat
stop
staffers?
road
Yeah.
raging. I'll stop road raging on the rap streams.
Yeah.
Okay, I apologize.
Cake up for 5. Happy month of the Sacred Heart of Jesus also to everyone. What do you think the major Pride Month scandal will be this go around? I don't actually know. Usually there is a pretty stupid one. Every Pride Month there's a dumb scandal. I don't know.
What's
we'll
the name
see.
of the lesbian from Wisconsin?
Tammy Baldwin.
Baldwin?
I
The
bet
one
she,
who-
I
her
bet, I bet
wife,
she beat
like-
her wife or something. I bet
No,
it's
her
gonna come
wife
out she beat her
invested
wife.
on Wall Street from information from Tammy Baldwin.
Yeah. Inari for 5. Pride Month is cringe. Even many LGBTs find it annoying. Well, yeah, people just get sick of it. It's just stupid. President Gilbert getting up for 10. Trump saying constantly Truth Social that the war in Iran is going to be over with, and reach a deal is the equivalent of Pam Bondi saying the Epstein files are on my desk and we'll release them. It's a good comparison, and that's why people get sick of it. It's like, dude, we get Trump is a bullshitter. He does that all the time, but at some point, you got to just get him off Truth Social, the Iran stuff.
No, here's what I'll say. The big problem with Iran is that America is democracy, and I'll explain why. It stops us from effectively being able to conduct this type of foreign policy at the end of the day, because the average American thinks every foreign entanglement is literally Iraq. Like, that's the problem.
Too.
So it stops us from ever doing anything. And Vietnam. The boomers have Vietnam syndrome. The millennials have Iraq syndrome. That's what we have. Like, that's literally the situation. So we aren't able to do anything effectively. The thing is, this Iran thing could have been done effectively. The problem is the American public won't allow it to be done effectively. The only thing that they'll somewhat allow is you to just bomb them over and over again. You have to go more than bombing them. You would have to have limited ground operations if you wanted to actually take this shit seriously. But they don't want to do that because then people would die and it wouldn't be a good look. So again, in my opinion, if you weren't going to do that, you shouldn't have done it. Either you do the minimal ground operations to get these protesters the weapons they needed, along with the bombing campaign, or you just don't do it at all.
Yeah, I
Because
still
you
think
don't do this halfway.
you
You
have
can't do
this
this halfway.
you have the CIA for a reason. What are they even doing at this point?
You have fucking Mossad. Mossad is all over the place in
Well, yeah,
Iran.
you got Mossad as the CIA on your side, and you don't use them.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. It's stupid that we even did this shit with Iran to begin with, because Mossad was literally every single time Iran got a new nuclear physicist that could help them with their fucking
just killed
project,
them.
Mossad would literally just kill them in less than a week. Like you could have just been kicking this issue down the road.
I
in
get what Trump is trying to
perpetuity.
do, and again, like, we can debate about this after the fact. I get what he's trying to do. He wants to be the president that finally ends the bullshit with Iran. I get that, but
Excuse me.
we're at the 11th hour, like Tyrone says. Like, you can't keep pissing around like this. You have to get it done now. You can't wait 5 months.
Here's what I'll tell you too. This is something you need to realize. Presidents in their second term don't give a shit about the midterms. We give a shit because we're like electoral autists. Trump wants to be remembered. That's what he's doing this for. Presidents in their second term will often take things that make them unpopular in the short term. But at the same time, Trump is playing the long game with this. He wants to, even if it's hurting right now, even if it's hurting his image, he wants people to look back at this as like, yeah, it sucked in the short term, but we got a very good long-term result. I'm not saying whether or not this will happen. I'm just saying that's what Trump's
Well, yeah,
thinking
that's
is on
part
this.
of what Trump wants. He
Want-
wants to be the
he
president
want,
that ends
like,
it.
he wants to have a legacy. And what's his legacy now? Like, I'm sorry, removing Maduro is not going to be his legacy. It was never going to
Well,
be
his legacy, I still think
His legacy is going to be the second president to serve two non-consecutive terms because he lost 2020.
I
That's
still
what his
I know,
think
he
legacy is
wants
going to be.
something on top of
the
that.
two things that he's been the most known for, in my opinion, is one, he completely upended the political system. I think people can remember that forever, what he did. And secondly, the border wall. It's being built right now, so we'll see, of course. But yeah, when you think of Trump, I think of those two things. But
Trump shifted his focus in terms of what he wants to be remembered for from the border wall to immigration security and mass deportations.
Yeah.
Which, don't get me wrong, that is an objective upgrade over what he was going for.
Oh yeah, no, I'm not saying
but
like
he's trying to be remembered for foreign policy stuff because Clinton had a successful foreign policy. I think he wants to be the first Republican with just like a successful foreign policy streak since
I mean,
like,
HW did. HW had a successful.
Yeah,
The
but
problem was
HW
the
is
economy.
yeah,
It was
it
just-
was shit.
HW was a continuation of Reagan. Let's be real here.
Yeah, he was. He was basically Reagan in his second term, but anyways. Stephen Howard for 5. I'm a Trump supporter, but he's really bungled this. I think this has been his worst issue across both terms. They've been negotiating for months. Well, the second part I'll push back on. This is how foreign negotiations work.
I think the
take
handling of
months.
COVID and the BLM stuff.
Yeah, the BLM stuff I still will never. That's
oh my Luke, look at this. Don't put this on stream rap.
Oh gosh. But yeah, I do think the foreign I do think the BLM stuff is objectively Trump's biggest disaster. If he didn't fuck that up, he would have won re-election. I still believe that, even with all the bullshit. But anyways, why could he focus on Greenland? Yeah, I wish he would have focused on Greenland, but I get Trump. He's trying to get rid of OPEC. That's part of it too, but we'll see. A real TV show for 5. Richard Bears probably, if we didn't primary Massey, the Iran war never happens. Yeah, that's real. American Nerd for 10. Is Iran purposely playing games to hurt Trump politically, like what they did to Jimmy Carter with the hostage crisis? Yeah, they are. Because guess what? Trump has an election in a couple months. Well, indirectly, but and Iran knows this. That's part of what's going on here. They know that they technically could outlast Trump, but I think at some point Trump's gonna say fuck it, we're gonna bomb them again. But yeah, so that's all the super chats. Any last thoughts on Iran before we move on to the other big topic?
Let's move on to the other big topic.
Yeah, so Iran to be determined. I'm not happy with the news, but just Trump, if you're somehow listening, get this done and over with, please. People are getting sick of it, hearing about it, and people want gas prices below $2. Please. Anyways, I think it's time we talk about the big story over the weekend out of the state of Maine.
Shaped elephant in the room.
The what?
James Fishback getting married to a girl he met 2 days ago. That's the big news.
Outside of that, we got to talk about what happened in Maine, because Democrats have a very interesting dilemma at play now. So for those that live under a rock and have not heard about this, Graham Plattner, the Democrat presumptive nominee, had some scandals break over the weekend. Now, are they earth-shattering stuff? Not really. But here's the thing, and this is something I do think Democrats are worried about, why they might try to force him out, which we'll get to how they can in a minute, because they could. I'm not saying they're going to for sure, but we're in June, and they're already unleashing these scandals now before the summer. What does that tell you, by the way?
They're trying to replace him.
Yeah.
They got something. Well, they also probably have something cooking for
October. Remember,
October,
they always drop the really bad stuff in September and October. They don't drop the bad stuff now. They're just dropping the appetizer. Like, this is a taste of what's going to be hitting in, I think, October. So,
by the way, Nick Shirley, if you're watching, which I know you're not, that's what you should have done in Minnesota, but I digress.
Thank you.
Thank you. But yeah, so the scandal is apparently he was talking with several women in a sexual manner when he was already married, which again, that's not really the biggest story in the world, but here, the thing that's very interesting is how it leaked. You actually look at what happened. this apparently came from the Democrat side. Apparently, it was a Democrat operative that leaked this stuff. Why is that a big deal? Well, in the state of Maine, they have until, I think, if somebody,
June.
yeah, it's sometime in June or maybe early July for the Democrat Party to theoretically pick their own nominee and force out Plattner.
The problem is, will Plattner accept
July
it?
13. A candidate
Yeah.
who wins the June 9 primary and subsequently withdraws by 5 p.m. on July 13 may be replaced by a nominee selected by party officials. Any
Yeah.
replacement candidate must be chosen no later than 5 p.m. on July 27. The timeline would give Democrats 14 days to settle on a replacement candidate and prepare for the general election campaign.
Yeah, so they have a month to force him out. And again, we're not saying it's going to. I don't think he's going to drop out. But isn't it strange that the initial scandal dropped from a Democrat operative when the primary is all but a guarantee for Plattner? Is that very strange? I wonder why. Why do you guys think they're dropping the scandal now?
Because he's fucking unelectable, and they need someone who can actually stand a chance in a fucking campaign against Susan Collins.
I think they know there's a really bad scandal in October. They know it. I have this feeling they figured it out. And because why else would they leak this stuff now?
Guys, we did speaking of inappropriate relationships with other women.
What?
Incoming
Ken
news.
Paxton?
And not Ken Paxton, but give me a second. I'm sending it right now.
What? What's going on?
Oh fuck!
What the
typoed.
hell? What the fuck is that? Anyway,
yeah, sorry, typo.
oh
There-
gosh.
There we go. I got it.
Oh, what?
Oh, so Tallarico cheated on his quote-unquote girlfriend.
Yeah. That story is sketchy also. Tellerico's
This man is gay as hell. I'm sorry.
his son, he suddenly has a as a wife or whatever.
He has
and
a
our
girlfriend who he met at a gay bar that's into veganism.
I think a gay bar part was fake, confirmed by Current Revolt, but
yeah, so Tellerico's
the rest of the
campaign
story, yeah.
is not denying they have pursued inappropriate relationships with other staffers. So again, these are not earth-shattering scandals. In modern day politics, this is an average Tuesday. Can you like think of a member of Congress or a state legislator that doesn't do this? Not many. It's kind of it's sick. It sucks, but it's a kind of a regular occurrence now. But anyways, in Nari for 2, Plattner has no reason to drop out. Well, we'll get back to that in a minute. K-Cup for 2, this is Plattner's Mark Robinson moment. Greatness. We're not there yet. Right now, we have not topped Mark Robinson's what website was it again? What was it
Nude
called?
Africa.
Yeah. We have not topped that just yet. Because again, this is just kind of enough. When you think about it for a minute, it's not the biggest story in the world. It's like, oh, he had a weird relationship or whatever, or he was with talking to other people and stuff. But again, why are Democrat operatives trying to sink him now? Why? They fucking know there's a deadline. Makes you really wonder, why do they go to the New York Times right away? Why? They're trying to force him out. That's my theory right now. The Democrat establishment, they either know that he's cooked already, or they know there's such a big scandal going to drop soon. They're trying to get rid of him now and trying to probably pick Mills, I'm guessing, right?
I wouldn't be surprised if part of this was also someone on Mills's side
Well,
trying to sabotage
and this is a
him
point that and this is a point that
wasn't
Luke
willing.
brought up. None of the people that were backing Mills or a part of her campaign, I don't think a single one of them is backing Plattner right now. I'm pretty sure none of them have endorsed him yet. People like Jared Golden, a few other people. That's kind of noteworthy. That's kind of noteworthy.
Well, Jared Golden, I'm pretty sure, is already backing Susan Collins, at least privately.
Well, yeah, but we'll see. Chance Raising for 5. Reminder, Robert Barnes and other members of the stupid right shield for this guy. In the words of Tyler Durden, how is that working out for y'all? Wait, he was shilling for Plattner? What? When did
That
Barnes
doesn't
shill for
sound
him?
right.
I wouldn't be surprised and say, oh, he's a populist, guys. Freaking lunatic. Daniel for 5. Are you saying Trump should take a bad deal for lower gas prices? Trump is the first president since Carter stopped kicking the Iran can down the road. No, we're not saying take a bad deal. We're just saying get it done. Stop talking about it and get it done. That's all we're talking about. Anyways, Mills can always jump back in. Well, that's kind of the thing. Again, Plattner's going to win the primary. Is it next Tuesday in Maine?
Yes, June
Yeah.
9th.
He's going to win the primary. There's no fucking way he doesn't. What's going to be interesting is after the fact. Do they try to get him out of the race? And that's what's going on here. They realize he's either screwed already or they know, oh, the tattoo stuff, that's just an appetizer for what's to come. We'll see. But man.
Tattoo gate. The tattoo gate. There's something so funny about that to me. Just tattoo gate.
Well, I've heard some speculation about that, but I'm not going to get into it.
Okay, did you also hear he called a certain part of his
that was fake, I think. I'm pretty sure that was fake.
It was fake. It was
a
fake.
parody.
Oh,
I know who made that. It was freaking hilarious. But for those that don't know, it was a parody of what was said in the New York Times article, and he was calling his dick like a Panzer thing or something. It was just weird, but it was a parody.
Mine F word, basically.
Yeah. It was fake, of course, but the Trump is damned if he does and damned if he doesn't talk about Iran situation. We're just saying just get it done. That's all we're asking. But yeah. So the question is, does this scandal really impact the race in Maine? Do you guys think? The recent stretch of scandals he has, because there's other ones. There's like ones he faked about being like what's the scandal about being
for the longest
I gotta find
time.
this.
I was for the longest time thinking Plattner was gonna win just because of the year, but now I'm like, bro, I think Collins might win by more than she did in 2020.
I want to wait and
potentially.
see before I say something like that. Because right here, from Free Beacon, so obviously Plattner's seen as like he was like a harbor master, I guess. That's kind of his career path or whatever. Apparently that was bullshit too. Apparently he lied about it a little bit or exaggerated. Apparently he was like a clerk for a guy for like 18 months and quit. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, you saw the post from Sexy Princess Writer, correct?
Which one?
She said, according to her sources, that the DNC is trying to get him to drop out and replace him with
Well,
Mills.
that's my speculation.
If he refuses, they're gonna try on something like.
Wait, what? Say that again? You cut out for a second.
She said that apparently if he doesn't drop out, they're just gonna pull all the money out of Maine.
Well, because
It's
I
national.
do think there is a big scandal they have. I have a feeling about that. Like, there's something odd. Like, why are they trying to leak this stuff now? You don't drop the big stuff right away. Even Mark Robinson. When did they drop the Mark Robinson stuff? Was it September?
It was in early September.
Yeah. The freaking nude Africa and the... My gosh. I can't believe that was real, but... Yeah, they dropped it in the middle of September, like right when they have a chance to get rid of him. They couldn't. So...
I'll tell you this, if they replace him with Mill, his base is going to be fucking livid.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. They're fucked. I think they're screwed either way now.
Either way. They lose either, you know?
If this holds up, like, I don't... How do they win? If he has a big scandal, the DNC isn't backing him, I don't think he's going to win that situation. If he's forced out of the race and they pick Mills, do you think these voters that voted for Plattner are going to vote for Mills? Which, it's the same as what they did with Harris. They forced through Mills, and she's going to get crushed. And that's not a good sign for Democrats. If this holds up, of course, but we'll see. All right, American Nerd for 6. I wish that the Democrats were dumb and do what the North Carolina GOP did with Robinson and wait to do this in October or whatever. No, they're not going to do that. They're just going to pull out money. I think the GOP has something on Plattner, and the Democrats know it. We'll see. K-Cup for 2. Don't assume in the words of Tyrone J. Jones. Well, okay. You can't. First of all, you can't really compare Maine to Virginia. like Virginia is just Virginia. But secondly, that was like a Democrat tsunami that the rest take a chat to bed. And Susan Collins is not Jason Mraz. So we'll see, of course. Chance Drazik has been a member for 12 months. 1 year membership, boys. Let's go. Hey, W's in chat for Chance Drazik. But okay.
Chance Drazik. He's a real American.
Yeah.
He's super chat me too. He's a patriot.
Yeah, he's a patriot. Maine voters are being drip fed the scandals. By October, they won't care about any. Well, I disagree with that. Look at Mark Robinson. They would talk about Mark Robinson's stuff for years. What did it for him was the final Nude Africa stuff. Which, by the way, for those that don't know the full story, do you guys know who was the one that found that out?
Republican operatives.
Yeah, it was Republican operatives. I think it was Eric Erickson, too. His people found it out. And they gave it to Democrats because they're freaking... That's who Eric Erickson is. So... yeah. Also, Collins at the top of the ticket. Well, yeah, that's another thing. Collins is the top of the ticket, and you don't have freaking... What was her name in Virginia? The Republican nominee? Sears? Winsome Sears?
Winsome Sears.
Yeah, Winsome Sears. You don't have her dragging the entire ticket down by 25 points or whatever. So, and Maine is a much more independent state than Virginia is. Virginia, their swing voters are suburban voters. Not so much in Maine. So, okay. So, yeah, what do you guys think about Maine right now? What do you guys think?
I don't think.
Thank you. Do you guys think Susan Collins is the favorite now after all of this?
Oh yeah, undoubtedly.
I'd say slight favorite, yeah.
Yeah, I think right now she is a slight favorite. I'm not saying she's gonna guaranteed yet, but if Democrats are really trying to force this guy out, there's a reason why. There is a specific reason, whether it's polling, whether it's a huge scandal, which if this is like the bad stuff already and there's something worse, I can't even imagine what they have in store if that's a real thing. I mean, what can be worse than what has been released by this guy?
I mean, you could really drive home his neo-Nazi ties. I wouldn't be surprised if he was connected to the National Socialist
I've heard
Democratic
some
Action Party
I've
in
heard
Maine.
rumors about that, but I don't know for sure that's real, but I don't know. This is one of those
That is
things
a factory
where,
strider.
oh gosh. Everyone says Collins is dead on arrival, yet somehow wins. Well, again, Susan Collins, she has the mandate of heaven. I don't know how she does it, but she does. Now, I still think it's be a very close race. I think Plattner could still win, but I don't know. There's something odd about the situation. Why did Democrats run the New York Times? Why?
Didn't you just say Plattner? You said Plattner will still win, but
No, I meant Collins.
is a slight
Fuck
favorite.
you. I meant Collins. All right. Who replaced Plattner as a Democrat candidate, Mills? Who else do they got in Maine? Who's the run they ran at? Who's the person who ran in 2020? Gideon, her name was?
Yeah, Gideon.
I mean, like, I can't think of anybody they have. I don't know. We'll see. Why can't the GOP run a younger candidate? Guys, it's Susan Collins. There are no other Republicans in Maine that can win statewide. There's none. Hell, what's a GOP bench in Maine? Who do they got?
Always bet on Susan Collins. I
Yeah.
mean, they got like fucking Paul LePage.
Yeah, but A, LePage is just as old, and B, it's clear the guy can't win statewide. I love LePage, but he just can't. He's gonna probably win Maine second, but that's about it. So
that's gonna be great, breaking the Dems hold over the New England congressional representative.
Well, hey, maybe if the nutcases didn't go after Jared Golden's family, they would have kept the seat forever. But no, they just couldn't help themselves. Oh, we can't have Jared Golden, even though he votes Ryan.
The Dems are literally throwing away a congressional seat and a Senate seat in Maine that they should have all been flipped.
I mean, boys, like Jared Golden, like they were like they're attacking him because he's too conservative. Does he still vote in line like 90% of the time? Anyways,
yes.
Yes, that's too conservative in a freaking Trump plus 10 seat.
As bills, he votes with Republicans on us anyways. I don't think he's ever killed a bill.
The only thing he votes on is like guns. And even then, after the whole shooting stuff, he's not been the most pro-gun guy. So, American Nerd 2. What if Plattner goes down the Jay Jones route? Again, you just can't compare Virginia to Maine. Could that happen? I guess. Sure. But Maine is far more independent, and Susan Collins is a different animal from Miraz in Virginia. So, and people forget the Jay Jones stuff broke in October after early voting started, after it was kind of a sealed deal, and you had the government shutdown. So, he's like MGP, votes Republicans is basic shit. Which, by the way, speaking of President Washington, she may get forced out, which is fucking hilarious. But I hope they do that. Hey, if
Yeah,
you look,
the poll. I saw the one poll that's been conducted has now.
President third place. She may not even make the runoff or whatever. What do they consider a Washington? Is it a general or what? Like, it's a jungle primary in Washington, right?
Yeah, Washington, California, and Louisiana are
Yeah.
the only ones that use a jungle primary.
Well, Louisiana moved on.
Even Louisiana doesn't use it anymore either. So
Yeah. But yeah, so it's like, okay, you have Washington, which if you really primary out Perez, like with a nutcase, like what do you think's gonna happen? I know that district is trending to the left because of Vancouver, but still. Just fucking
If she gets
stupid.
primary, they'll lose. That'll be like John Gibbs, like 2.0.
Or yeah. It's dumb. It is dumb. Let's see. Where are we at? Joe for 5. Don't know if Trump could get gas under $3 just because prices naturally go up in the summer. Well, they do go up in the summer, but there's a way to like mitigate it. And that's kind of the point. Like, hey, we're trying to get it like stable before the before September and stuff.
Do they go up in the summer just because people are like traveling?
Well, yeah,
a lot?
because people travel a lot. But hey, we could be drilling more oil and we won't have to worry about it. But no, California can't do it. California cannot drill oil because
Federalize
reasons.
California at this point.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. You
we
cannot
need
have a state like that.
reconstruction. We need reconstruction in California.
Seriously, like why should we allow a state like California to do that? You talk about a national security risk. And that's what it is. You can't drill oil. They won't do anything about it. Gas prices are skyrocketing. They're playing all these games. Even though California has plenty of oil to drill, they refuse to do it. I know that would solve only part of the problem, but still, it's fucking wild. All right. Are you streaming the primaries tomorrow? Good thing you mentioned that. Yes, and I'm gonna hate it. Oh my gosh. It's like, is it Iowa, South Dakota, and California? That's a list.
Yeah,
right?
we're about to endorse that one guy in Great Lakes Perspectives gonna endorse.
Freaking like I hate when like random states and primaries do that. It's like, yes, Iowa and California in the same primary. It's gonna be awful. And all these states have critical races. South Dakota, the governor race is big.
Iowa's governor race. You've got a very interesting primary there that kind of came out of nowhere. Everyone thought Feenstra was going to be the nominee, and this shock poll comes out showing that
Feenstra shitting the bed right now. I don't know what he's doing.
Feenstra might lose to this like Maha guy. It's actually pretty good. I looked into him, and we're going to endorse him later in the day. And you've got a very rare situation there where you have a Trump versus Turning Point primary battle that almost never happens. But
Yeah, I don't get why Trump did that. Well, speaking of endorsements, Trump is backing against Nancy Mace in South Carolina, which is
Yeah, he had a bit of an endorsement blitz Friday night. He
I
had
like
South Carolina.
Oh gosh.
He endorsed Pamela Evitt. He endorsed in what other race was it? Well, besides Iowa.
There was one that Oklahoma it was.
Oklahoma, he endorsed
It was
what's his face
the
in
Kelvin
Oklahoma?
Coolidge Project endorsement.
Mike Mazie in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And he
Oh
endorsed
my
David
gosh.
Flippo in Nevada.
I kind of want to see what would happen. I want to see what would happen to Calvin Coolidge if Drummond won the primary.
Drummond sucks. He's
I
actually
know,
just terrible.
but like, it's actually comical though how much Coolidge like talks about him.
Because
Like
he's
Coolidge
awful.
will reply. No, he replies to like every Trump post asking, President Trump, could you please endorse
Please
against
save
this
us.
It's funny.
Well,
There's
for
You
some-
gotta
those
you gotta give credit to the guy. He probably did single-handedly collapse Gettner Drummond's polling numbers.
Well, yeah, because Calvin Coolidge Project, like, I'm not saying like he's the biggest name ever, but it's like big accounts follow him and they've retweeted stuff. They learn about like this guy. I didn't know half the shit about him before I read into it. It's like, what the hell? This is who might be the Republican governor of Oklahoma.
Some online
What did he even
anonymous.
do? What did he even
if-
do that was
if it-
bad?
I think his wife endorsed Biden. His wife
Yeah,
donated
it's
to
like
Biden.
he's connected to partisan Dems and like he's resistant.
To be fair, a lot of people are married to libs.
Yeah, but no, there's
Most
other
of-
sketchy stuff as well. It's just the guy sucks. And the Calvin
get it.
Coolidge Project saved us.
But yeah, the Calvin Coolidge Project single-handedly killed Gettner Drummond's career.
All right, Riley Moore for 5. Voting ballots have been set on fire in Los Angeles, California. Well, we're just 2 days away from a Spencer Pratt upset. Oh yeah, I heard about that. Funny how that works. Funny how that magically happened. Let me pull something up here. Where are we at? Okay, so speaking of, gosh, where were you at? Oh my gosh. Speaking of ballots, I do want to talk about something that came up yesterday that I don't think a lot of people are talking about. We kind of talked about this last Thursday. It is this executive order by President Trump about election stuff. Have you guys seen this before? Have you guys heard about this? Let me pull this up. Right here. Oh shit. Where is it?
Din over Dunya, follow Quran and for the Sunnah.
What?
You don't know the fucking Dino Verdunya, the ginger Muslim convert who made a fucking Muslim rap?
The fuck you talking about?
The ginger that converted to Islam. In
I
the
have
UK.
no what a ginger what?
This ginger converted to Islam, and he made
gosh.
this rap where he was talking about Dino Verdunya.
All right, so yesterday, okay, this was an executive order signed a couple months ago by President Trump, and there has been a big push at USPS to make this change real. And if this happens, while the Save America Act has not passed, it's not going to because John Thune's fucking useless. There is a part of it that really the most important part. When you think of the Save America Act, what are kind of the big things? Like the two big things of the Save America Act that it does. Wow.
I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just a thing that happened. I don't know. It's just a thing that we're supposed to care about.
Does anybody actually know what to? Oh my gosh.
It restricts mail-in voting and
Well, that's one thing. It
stuff.
it regulates mail-in voting and proof of citizenship. Those are kind of the two big things. Well, when it became clear these dumbasses were not going to pass it because why would we pass a 90-10 issue? Why would we? We can't do that. That's
Because
too popular.
principles and because the filibuster has to be preserved for democracy.
So USPS is now they are working on a new rule surrounding Trump's executive order a couple months ago, and this really was under talked about beforehand. But basically, what this would do is right here. This is kind of the main thing in a nutshell. Under the proposed USPS rule, states using mail-in or absentee ballots for federal elections would have to use standardized ballot envelopes, official election mail logo, automation-compatible design, unique intelligent mail barcode, USPS review of envelope/barcode placement. And the second part, state or election mailers would also submit key data through a USPS portal, voter name, voter address, outbound envelope barcode, return envelope barcode, and originating election official state. What does this tell you? Well, what does this mean in a nutshell? What do you guys think this means?
It means that Trump is going to go do what he wants, regardless if the Save America Act
Yeah.
or not is going to get passed. Which also tells me again he doesn't give a shit about the state of the Congress. He doesn't give a shit about the Senate GOP. Doesn't give a shit about the filibuster. He's focused on getting rid of people who are not going to get what he and JD Vance need done.
So in plain English, for those that don't really get it, basically, this is kind of a legal ease thing. This was a kind of a loophole, kind of a workaround with some of the stuff, because yes, states are in control of their elections unless Congress gets involved in stuff, and it's clear Congress won't. So a president can't just sign an executive order saying, we're going to ban mail-in voting. You just can't. But here's the thing. Notice the wording of it. It's not the ballots themselves that are being regulated. It's the envelopes. And guess what? USPS is the one that handles this stuff. And what
Trump
would happen?
has essentially
Yeah.
federalized the mail-in ballot system entirely, and that is a stroke of genius because it allows him and everyone who runs USPS to effectively rule and lord over what is happening at USPS.
Yeah. With this, Trump he's getting around it completely. He's not saying, oh, we're not tracking the ballots, we're tracking the envelopes. And when it comes to USPS, the states can't do jack shit about it. They can't do anything. Seriously, what's stopping USPS from invoking this? Because you know what happened if states refuse to adhere to it? You know what would happen? USPS would just say, no, we're not going to handle mail-in voting. And good luck with California, by the way, if they can't have USPS helping. Good luck. They can't do shit about it. That's why this is a big deal. And this was an order signed a couple months ago, but now it looks like it's going to become an official rule for USPS by the end of this year. So this would actually impact the election in November. So now, hey, California, you actually have to prove that these people are legit. And by the way, we're tracking every single mail-in vote. So you can't play these fucking games where 4 weeks after the fact, out of nowhere, they lose. None of that. That's a big deal. This is a lot bigger than I think people originally thought. And also it does direct DHS to help create a state citizenship, which basically, again, kind of does what the Save America Act is trying to do with secure the elections through voter ID, proof of citizenship, blah, blah, blah. It's doing basically all of that, but for mail-in voting, which honestly, the biggest concerns has been mail-in voting the entire time. Yes, we want voter ID. Yeah, we want proof of citizenship. But if you secure mail-in voting, that's like 90% of the problem done and over with. Now you don't got states like California playing this game where 4 weeks after the fact, they magically win. So what do you guys think about this, this executive order by Trump a couple months ago? What do you guys think?
It'll probably be a lengthy court battle, but
Yeah, that's kind of the big thing. But here's, again, technically, they're not messing with the ballots themselves. They're just saying it's the envelopes. And really, can you really challenge USPS for handling envelopes? They get to decide how they want to deal with it, not the states. So, you see the problem here? That's kind of the issue right now. And that's why I do think this goes in effect. I do think at the end of the day, it does go into effect. And when you factor the Supreme Court decision on late arriving ballots, which it's crazy they're still not deciding that, this is a big deal. This is a big deal. This is just a Save America Act through brute force via the executive branch. Yeah. Congress won't do anything. Fine. We'll do it ourselves. And we'll get around it completely. And nobody can do anything about it. So. All right. K-Cup for 2. Myles Garrett was traded to the Rams. Wait, what? Myles Garrett was traded? Really?
Wait, hold up. Wait.
Seriously? Yeah,
Oh,
they
shit,
are.
He was.
For only a first? Oh, Jared Verse too. Yeah, okay, it's a pretty big trade. Yeah. We don't usually talk sports on here, but when it's big news, we talk about it.
That is, I mean, hey, look,
Fuck.
Garrett's an Aggie, so I'm kind of invested.
Yeah. Oh gosh. This is just, yeah. So right now, in exchange for Garrett, the Rams are expected to send send Pro Bowler edge rusher Jared Verse, a 2027 first round pick. That's it. I know Verse is a good player, but only one first and other draft pick compensation. So they better get like 3 firsts out of this from Myles Garrett, one of the best defensive players this generation. It actually happened. Wow. Yeah, if it's only 1 first, I know, again, Jared Verse is good, but Myles Garrett's the the best defensive player on the planet. So
Yeah, I kind of wish we had him on the Texans personally.
what? You don't like the Cowboys?
Shut the fuck up. I've already told you that
I know.
I can't have this conversation.
I
again.
know. You don't love Jerry Jones. Oh my gosh.
At least I'm not a fan of the Green Bay Fudge Packers.
Anyways, my
Yeah,
Glock
exactly.
is.
That's what I
Hey,
fucking
listen.
thought.
At least we've gotten 2 rings the last 30 years. You guys got nothing. I don't want to hear it.
We're also the newest franchise in the NFL. Also, to be fair, if CJ Stroud wasn't such a massive piece of shit, we absolutely would have gone to the Super Bowl last year.
Boo hoo. My Glock is inclusive for 5. There's a Kansas constitutional amendment happening August 4th. If it passes, it could flip the Kansas Supreme Court red. I don't know why the GOP isn't putting money into that. I've not heard about that actually. I don't know.
Yeah, we have an infinite money generator. We
Yeah.
should definitely put
Yeah,
money
why
into
would
it.
I use? Well, we're starting to use a little bit, thankfully, but still, we have billions of dollars just sitting there.
Excuse me.
Thank you.
Bro.
It's like the Joker from The Dark Knight. They just have a pile of cash just sitting there. Just
It's not about the money, it's about the message.
Oh, gosh.
Not about the money, it's about sending a message.
That was the worst Joker impression I've ever
I know,
heard.
it was terrible. It
That
was fucking terrible.
awful. Get out of here. Leave. Anyways, I'm joking. The Browns are moving to the site of an abandoned Ford plant. Well, yeah, I hate about the like the thing I hate about the Browns move is all these like AFC and NFC North teams, they're moving to domes. Like out to the Packers and Steelers. They're all
I
in
didn't see
freaking
that speed bump, dude. What the fuck?
they're all in freaking like enclosed stadiums. I hate that. Out to the Packers and Steelers. Everybody else is going to the dome because it's too cold. The weather is too shitty. Yeah, that's the whole freaking point. But anyways, you guys spent more for Parsons, and that was before his ACL. Well, yeah, but Parsons should theoretically be fine. Surely he'll be back to what he was. I'm coping hard. Anyways, G-Storm for 5. The New Mexico GOP is screwed. The party was sued by fellow Republicans, and the chairwoman was then forced out. All this infighting and incompetence have cost us big. Wait, what happened in New Mexico? Wait, what? The party was
Everyone's
sued?
suing each other. By the way, this happened back in the early 2000s. After the 2000 election, Scott Jennings actually was working for the Bush campaign in 2004, and they sent him down to New Mexico because they wanted to flip the state.
Which they
And
did.
there were literally 2 state parties when he went down there.
There's
Like
what?
there were two state Republican parties that were fighting each other.
What the fuck?
New
What is up with
Mexico
New
always,
Mexico?
yeah, dude. New Mexico had the fucking terrible they're Republicans. You leave them alone for 2 minutes and they're suing each other. They're making
Hey,
new parties.
I don't
They're
know how
fucking
Bush did it. He won New Mexico. I don't know how he pulled that off out his ass, but he did.
They literally got it situated and they barely won it.
Yeah, they barely won New. Hey, he got the job done. Who gives a shit how?
And then we've never won anything because then we just left the state
Well,
alone.
the thing with New Mexico is like you would think it'd be more Republican. I get it's more Hispanic. I get you got Albuquerque, but when you think of New Mexico, what do you think of?
It's
outside-
basically if West Texas was a state, it
Yeah,
should be red.
Outside of the Breaking Bad memes, what do you think of New Mexico?
Albuquerque dogs are really fucking good. Northwestern New Mexico is very beautiful. I've been there a few times. Highly recommend.
Just like
The eastern half of the state belongs to Texas, and the western half of the state belongs to Arizona.
well, just like
The answer was Hispanics, by the way.
and like Luke is saying, like when you think of New Mexico, outside of Breaking Bad, you think of just Western Texas. You just think of rural Texas. That's what you think
I
of.
mean,
Yeah, it should be
mean,
a
being-
red state. If it was part of Texas, it would probably vote Republican. It's just because it's its own state. That it
Plus,
kinda has
the New
to.
Mexico GOP sucks. So
Yeah,
those guys,
sometimes there's 2 of them as well, so that kind of stuff.
yeah. How do you even accomplish that? There's 2 state parties. How?
Honestly, that's kind of how it felt like in Wisconsin recently. Obviously, we got that shit situated.
You know, it reminds me. Like, listen, I still think every time I think of shitty state parties, I think of the Michigan GOP like 3 years ago. You guys remember how bad they were from like 2023 to 24? Oh my gosh, who was the chairwoman? She was the schizophrenic that. What is it?
Caramo,
Yeah,
Christine
Caramo.
Caramo, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh my! I had a full series on this channel. Like every day, it was just getting more pathetic. I had like a whole series going on talking about them because it just got worse by the day. It's like, what
Like
the
she
fuck?
lost by like 16 points, and she was made chair of the party after
Yeah.
losing. Like you can't make
She-
that shit up.
And then she spent all the money on the actor that played Jesus. Freaking yeah, no, I forgot the actor's name from
Oh shit,
no.
my dad's listening to the stream. Hi, Dad.
oh gosh. But yeah, no, they spent like $500,000 on like the guy that played Jesus to show up. It's fucking insane. Jesus.
Jesus.
Anyways,
He showed up on Jesus.
yeah, K Cup for 5. Luke, does the worth Heath Ledger Joker impression stream? What the fuck, Luke? Animated series Joker. Now, if I was in charge, that would never have happened.
I'm sorry,
Gosh.
I'm driving my car.
Yeah,
I'm
but that impression was just terrible. Like, there's no other way to put it.
My father.
Stop. Just stop. Just stop. You're making it sound worse.
Okay.
Deshaun Watson with the MVP. Yeah, sure. Yeah, Deshaun Watson totally gonna win the MVP. Okay, we just got okay. Trump just said something about Iran. Speaking of that, he just said something. He just said, I really don't care. I couldn't care less. He also said he was going to ask the Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu what's going on with Lebanon.
I heard they're apparently having a phone call right now, and apparently they're not happy with each other.
Well, this is like I'm still trying to figure out like what the fuck is like what happened in Lebanon, because out of nowhere they're just saying, oh, they broke the ceasefire. What happened?
Because Israel's been like bombing the shit out of Lebanon, which honestly Lebanon kind of brought it to themselves. I'm gonna be honest, but it's probably not the best to be doing this right now. Like based on the fact we're trying to get a peace deal, that's the thing. Like if Israel wants to bomb the shit out of Lebanon, I'm not gonna sit here and say they don't. Like Hezbollah is a fucking terror group that has been massively targeting the state of Israel, and it makes sense in their interest to bomb them. But I think maybe put it off to where we're not trying to get a deal made. You know, yeah, that's my biggest thing right now.
All right. And speaking of that, Trump also said during this interview or whatever that the U.S. may go silent on Iran. Oh my God, Ramos, we talked about that. He's saying we may go silent and maintain pressure blockade. We've been asking for this for actually one stream. We talked about this 10 minutes ago, but still, it's kind of funny. Right after we mention it, hey, is Trump listening right now? Is Trump listening to the stream?
Trump. Please, Donald Trump, save us. Save us, Donald Trump.
I think of that meme once in a while. Just how
I love that meme. I love that meme so much.
Yeah,
it's so fucking.
I still
stupid.
don't know the full context. I don't think I want to know. Honestly,
He got pulled over because he was speeding and he was invoking his rights as a sovereign. He's a sovereign citizen person.
God.
And then the cops broke his windshield and dragged him out because he was resisting arrest, and everyone fucking laughed at him.
Because I've only seen the gif of the guy
Wait,
saying,
do the sovereign citizens think like Trump is one of them or some shit?
They think Donald Trump respects sovereign citizens. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. All right. American Nerd for 6. Hot Air Balloons are those High School Musical movies my sister forced me to watch with her. It's what I think of with New Mexico, along with Breaking Bad. Yeah, you think of Breaking Bad oil in New Mexico, and I guess trying to think of something else.
Again, Albuquerque.
But Albuquerque's just Breaking Bad.
Native reservations.
It's just Breaking Bad. That's all it is. Anyways, Tristan for 2. New Mexico has potential for us if we need a competent New Mexico GOP. Yeah, when you again, New Mexico should not be a Democrat state. It should be a swing state, in my opinion. But it's not.
Remember, no, but like when you get rid of all the fraud, it is.
Oh gosh. This is what the servers saw. This is what the German servers saw at 3 a.m.
Yeah, this is what the German.
When you get rid of all the fraud, Trump won all 50 states and Washington D.C.
No, guys, remember
so true.
Did the map have him lose in Iowa or something? But like winning everything else.
Yeah, that was the crazy fucking part. I can't believe people thought that was real.
That was on Newsmax. I remember like seeing the meme originally. Like, what the? Someone actually bought this?
The German servers.
Yeah.
Germans. I don't know why it was the Germans. Like
It was the Germans. They've been plotting for years. Hey, to be fair, this was
return of the Fourth Reich.
gosh, but no, it's like, to be fair, that was if it was like today, they would have blamed Israel. But back then, it was kind of just those pesky
the
Europeans.
boomers never blamed Israel.
Well, no,
they
yeah,
were
but the memes would have been like around Israel. So just 5 years ago, the Israeli stuff was like,
why is everything about Israel? I miss when politics was what is a woman versus who won the 2020 election, and
yeah.
now it's just AIPAC dollar. Like
AIPAC.
we're talking. I was talking with Logan Sanjo about this the other day. He works with AFP, and and like he's saying, people are always replying to him about Tom Tiffany getting AIPAC money. It's like he's running for fucking governor of Wisconsin, bro. Who the fuck gives a shit? Also, he hasn't taken AIPAC money. He hasn't gotten AIPAC money in like years because he voted against one of the Israeli aid packages, and ever since then they haven't given him money. So it's like fucking retarded. They gave him money back in like 2019.
That's a
Like,
problem.
they haven't given him money.
And the worst
Wait,
part is,
are people like coming to the door at talking about AIPAC or something?
No, people are like flying to like all the AFP people on Twitter, like saying,
God.
Okay,
talking
well, that's-
about AIPAC money. And
Just
okay, well, they
like-
think every Republican except Thomas Massey is a shill for AIPAC. So
Again,
which is funny because Tiffany's literally voted against. Like, that's the funny thing. Like, if you want to talk about like a super Zionist Republican, like if anything, Tiffany isn't.
he's one of the least
Tiffany's
Zionist
pro-Israel, but
Republicans.
Not hyper Zionist.
He's just like, yeah. President
well,
Gilbert Gideon for
he
five.
he doesn't tweet pre-Palestine, so he's a
Yeah.
Zionist.
Free Palpatine. President Gilbert Gideon for 5. Of course, a guy from Wisconsin would find an opportunity to shit on Michigan. Love Midwest rivalries. Well, again, Michigan's GOP sucked. You had a schizophrenic running the party. They gave Jesus money. The party was bankrupt, and they were
Jesus money. That's crazy with no context.
no, like they seriously. The actor of the my gosh, what's that movie? The Passion of the Christ. The guy that played Jesus. I keep forgetting his name. I blank on his name.
Caviezel?
Yeah.
Was it Jim Caviezel?
They gave
That
the
guy-
asshole a bunch of money. I remember this. They were bankrupt, yet they gave the guy like $100,000 for a speaking appearance. I'm not even joking.
Elder?
Oh my gosh. American Nerd for 2. Also, New Mexico is home to Roswell, the UFO city. That's true. K-Cup for 2. Rubio, Mr. President, Real American is streaming. That's real. President Gilbert Gideon
Donald
for
Trump,
5.
if you can hear me, please suspend my suspension of favorable personnel action so I can promote to E4. I need the money. Please, Donald Trump, promote me to E4 as soon
President
as
Gilbert
possible.
Gideon for 5. Save the New Mexico GOP, Mr. White. We need you to go full Heisenberg on the New Mexico Democrats. Yeah. Assassin for 2. Trump cuts U.S. aid. South Americans. Roman salute. Yeah, isn't it funny how USA disappears and magically right-wingers win everywhere in the West? Funny how that
Oh,
works.
yeah. Also,
Really?
Colombia's president said they're throwing out the election results.
Yeah,
so,
yeah, sure. They was stolen.
so we might
yeah.
have to do another DoorDash pickup
Gosh.
from Colombia.
G Storm for 5. I can't remember which major news outlets said New Mexico could be R+4 if the Save America Act passed. The F word is a major issue with illegal aliens voting. I still question the study a little bit, but it just proves the point of the study to show, hey, there's so many voter registrations, so many people that are voting that have issues. They may not be illegals or whatever, but they have some kind of issue. Like they don't have proof of citizenship. They don't have the certain information. That's a pretty big deal. But,
They don't have the sauce, dude. They don't have the sauce.
yeah. Oh my gosh, I gotta find the article of the guy receiving a bunch of money, the Michigan GOP. I wish I was making this up. Yeah, right here. I found it. Oh my gosh. Yeah, this is real. This is back in 2023. Just to show how incompetent the state GOP was. And again, I made a whole series on this. I think this is a series of mine that I will never forget. But right here, attendance had plummeted. Top tier presidential candidates had skipped the September event. Blah blah blah. And the state party, already deeply in debt, had taken out a $110,000 loan to pay the keynote speaker, freaking Jesus, an actor who has built an ardent following among the far right. Yeah, so look at this. Jim Caviezel was paid $110,000 to speak at a keynote. And they were dead. They had to take out a fucking loan to pay this guy $100,000. Yeah, this is real. Oh my gosh. What do you guys think about the Michigan GOP from 3 years ago?
The Michigan GQP.
That's what
Michigan.
they were.
The GQP.
You're in debt and you take out a loan to pay this random actor? Really? Josh for 5. By the way, for my great state of Tennessee, happy Nuclear Family Month. Is that this month? I don't know.
Excuse me.
You can't say nuclear.
Oh,
Really
gosh.
scares me.
It's a
But yeah.
nuclear word.
Can't
Nuclear.
come in
Or
right-
in the words
I
of
just can't get
W,
over this.
Nuclear.
I just can't fucking get over like how wild it is. Yes, we're in debt, everybody. You know how we solve this?
Jesus Christ.
Yes. Take a loan out and give Jesus $110,000. Not even.
Jesus.
That's what they did here. It's like that's literally what they did.
Jesus Christ, an out speaker at the GOP.
The keynote speaker. Yeah, the loan came from a trust tied to the wife of the party's executive director, according to party records. This is
And
fucking
to think we would win Michigan just a year later.
because they fired these people. They got somebody with half a brain in charge. Can you imagine, Luke, if the Wisconsin GOP did the same thing? They're in
Wouldn't
debt.
shock me if they did. I would not be.
It's just-
We're not in debt though. As far as I know, we're not in debt. Like we just suck at
Oh,
fundraising.
gosh.
We're not in debt though. Like
But yeah,
we don't blow all our money. We're responsible. I mean, Scott Walker was
we're
governor.
fiscal conservatives.
Yeah, well, at least we're
I just can't get how I kind of forgot about how wild this was. Hey, everybody, we're out of money. Quick, loan for Jesus. K-Dog for 2. Are y'all pumped for California primaries? If it was the same day as Iowa and South Dakota, yes. But the fact that
I'm more pumped for the Iowa primary.
yeah.
By the
K-Cup-
way, speaking of California, I do have to probably give a PSA.
what?
Given the polling situation, I would probably just say if you haven't voted yet, just vote for Steve Hilton.
Yeah, it's over. Bianco fell apart.
Bianco's in 4th place and like a pretty distant 4th place.
He fell.
Like
I still think he could overperform a bit, but he fell apart.
If you
Don't-
live in Daryl Isis,
Yeah, if you live in California,
chance.
still vote because some of those congressional primaries. Do your research. Who's
Dude,
leading?
I
Who's
think
not.
that one is gonna go
Can you
to a.
let him finish, Luke?
Okay.
Like if you live in California, even
oh,
though
actually, we do a breaking news.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
god, shut up.
Let
Let
him
him
speak.
fucking say his thing.
what's
God
breaking
fucking
news?
damn.
What?
It's probably a
Um,
special election.
It is actually no, it's actually from.
What? Just send
I had
it.
a very productive call with Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu of Israel, and there will be no troops going to Beirut, and any troops that are on their way have already been turned back. Likewise, through highly placed representatives, I had a very good call with Hezbollah, and they agreed and all shooting will stop, that Israel will not attack them, and they will not attack Israel.
Boo! I wanted to see people with more gunfire. I'm joking, of course, but
Anyways,
Real-
on to your American nerd chats.
well, no, I was just saying, like, if you live in California, some of those congressional primaries are fucking close as hell. There's a chance you lock Democrats out.
Oh yeah. The
Harris
48th
plus 10
district.
seats.
I think we might lock out the Democrats in the
Please.
48th district, but
I think
governor,
we
that's
will.
but governor race, no, just
Yeah,
vote Hilton.
again, just vote for Hilton right now. It sucks, but
Yeah,
see
at
what
this point, the
happens.
Dems are more likely to lock us out. than
yeah,
we are
you
to
don't want
lock
you
them
don't want
out.
that to happen. You don't fucking want
Because
that
like
to happen.
Becerra's been surging because he's probably getting like dictator margins with Hispanics in Los
Yeah.
Angeles.
K-Cup for
Which is
2.
funny because even by Dem standards, he was an incredibly underwhelming secretary.
Yeah, he was pretty bad. K-Cup for 2, still more legit than Jesus said, give me 3,000. Yeah, that's true. American Nerd for 2. By the way, do y'all think the Passion of the Christ 2 will be good? No. I don't think so.
No, there's no such thing as a good movie nowadays.
Well, I just think the problem is like, yeah, the Passion Christ is phenomenal, but yeah, like it
They're gonna
worked.
turn They're gonna turn it. It's gonna be woke.
No, it's Mel Gibson. There's no fucking way he's gonna let that happen.
Oh, it's Mel Gibson. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
You think Mel Gibson's gone woke? Yeah, sure. Of course, Mel Gibson. Why wouldn't it be? I don't know. I don't think it's be good, honestly. I hope it is, but I just think doing the aftermath of like the resurrection and stuff is be difficult. But we'll see. American Nerd for 2. What happened to Bianco? I thought he was decent. It just part of it was a Trump endorsement, but he just fell apart at the end. He did not
The
know what he was
Republican
doing.
undecideds, I think, are just all going to Hilton just
Yeah.
because he's Trump endorsed.
Basically.
Honestly, though, maybe in hindsight, it probably was actually. Maybe it was for the best to Trump endorse Hilton.
Yeah, the more you
because
hear about
given-
Bianco, he has some sketchy stuff.
Well, also, given, probably. It was probably going to be a toss up between either a Dem lockout or a Republican lockout. I don't know. One of those things. Bianco was probably just going to collapse anyways.
Yeah. If Trump can't get in fully, then the war will be delayed more. Yeah, I just want this war to be over, but it sounds like they're not doing the Lebanon stuff. I don't what the fuck's going on? What is this shit? Can somebody tell us what the hell is going on here? Anybody
Well, he
know?
Well, I guess he did stop the war in
Stop the
Lebanon for
steal.
now. I don't know.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
did you? Yeah, he might have stopped the war in Lebanon, but did you know that there's a genocide going on in Gaza and Trump is doing nothing to stop it?
Guys, free Palestine.
Why haven't you guys been staring at Rafa?
Every time I think the free Palestine stuff, I just think that one meme of the guy that says free Palpatine or whatever. You know what I'm talking
Aaron
about?
Bushnell, free
right?
Palpatine.
Never take your eyes off Rafa, guys. Never.
Guys, free
can't.
Palpatine. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I don't. Yeah, you guys screw your siblings' graduations. Just go stare at the.
Go to
Just stare at
Gaza.
Rafa. Just go stare at Rafa. If you haven't been staring at Rafa for the last, how long ago was the meme posted? I don't know, 2 years. Then you're a
Yeah.
Zionist
Oh gosh.
and you kissed a wall and something. I don't know.
But yeah, so if you live in California, get out and vote. Live in South Dakota, get out and vote. Iowa, get out and vote. I think America First Insight, if you're trying to figure out who to vote for, America First Insight has some endorsements coming up, or they have already. So go check them out, of course.
Are they
Right.
endorsing in Iowa for governor?
I don't know yet. They might. We'll see. I'll talk to
kinda
Also
last minute
coming,
anyways.
also coming soon to America First Insights. We will be posting. Mark will at some point be posting a what do you call it?
House forecast.
Yeah, he'll be posting a house forecast. The people who will have been rated, I'll be writing on it. Mark, obviously, Rap, myself, Real Texan, Yay, and we're waiting on Luke to put his out before
Yeah,
we can really
Luke,
cook it out
get off your
because it's been
ass.
over 3 weeks and he hasn't
I'm-
fucking rated yet.
Okay, I might have to. I'll fill it out.
We'll just kick you
Can
out
I
of the
do it?
crew. I'm joking. But
Can I do it from my phone right now?
I mean,
just get it done soon. But the point is, the house forecast. It's a little bit
house
different.
forecast is soon.
Yeah, it's a little bit different from how other people do it. So
I will say, Rap is the biggest doomer on earth. Let's see, you have.
hey, don't
what
spoil
way?
anything.
I'm a doomer. I'm
Don't spoil
probably gonna be
anything.
more of a doomer than Rap, for the record. So
Well, Rap is the only one that actually has Dems winning the House. Actually, no, my bad. Real
What?
Texan also has them winning the House.
yeah, they're gonna win the House, bro. What? Like that's in question? I mean, the redistricting helps us. It'll be close, but we're gonna lose. There's
Yeah,
no way we're
I'm not
winning
gonna
the
spoil
House,
anything,
bro.
but again, we're doing a little bit different from how other people do it. Again, it's we'll talk about that when we get there. But anyways, folks, I think it's time we do end the stream here. If you guys did enjoy, smash the like button down below, subscribe.
Smash that button. Just
Thank you.
smash it. Just
Shut
take a
up.
fucking hammer and smash that
Thank
shit
you.
down.
All right. We'll see you guys in the next stream, video, or wherever you see us at. Godspeed to all of you.